On one side were the British, aided by the Iroquois nation. And on the other side were the French, aided by the Algonquians, the Delawares, and the Shawnee Native Americans. What caused the war? The British and the French both tried to colonize the Ohio River Valley in the 1750s. They both thought they had the rights to the area near present-day Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The British and the French didn't like each other to begin with, and this land dispute caused further tension between the two groups.
George Washington was Adjutant General of the Virginia Militia. The governor of Virginia sent him to ask the French to leave the Ohio River Valley. The French refused. Washington built Fort Necessity near the Monongahela.
William Pitt was the British Secretary of State during the French and Indian War. He helped turn the tide in the war by paying Prussian soldiers to fight off the French in Europe and reimbursed colonists for training their own troops. But to do this he had to borrow heavily, which put England in debt.
In 1755, the stubborn General Edward Braddock set off to capture French's Fort Duquesne, but he and his 21,000 men were ambushed a few miles away from the fort. They were eventually overcome, and Braddock was mortally wounded and later died.
The snake in Benjamin Franklin's political cartoon was arranged north to south in the positions of the colonies down the coast. The cut-up snake shows the ununified colonies and refers to the superstition that a snake which was cut into pieces could come back to life if the pieces were put back together before sunset.
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. If there's a place you gotta get, I can get you there, I bet. I'm the map. 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 I'm the map.
Summary of the war.
French built forts to protect their trade with the Indians. In 1754, George Washington led an army against the French. He was a loser. Britain was all like, let's fight France for the valley. The 1754 Congress of British Colonies met in Albany. Benjamin Franklin believed that the colonies should work together to win. The colonies would still have their own government and have a central government as well. It was called the Albany Plan of Union. No one thought it was a brilliant idea. In 1757, Britain sent soldiers to North America and helped defeat the French in Canada. In 1763, Britain and France signed the Treaty of Paris, ending the war. British soldiers stayed in the Ohio River Valley. The Ottawa chief was unhappy. He led the Pontiac Rebellion. He was defeated in less than a year.
After the war was over, France was completely removed from the New World, including Canada. England issued the Proclamation of 1763, which kept settlers from moving west of the Appalachian Mountains. This angered many settlers, and some ignored the proclamation. England was also in debt from the war, so they tried to make up for their loss in money by issuing taxes like the Stamp Act on colonists. The Stamp Act taxed virtually all written documents, and the colonists boycotted it. England responded by repealing the Stamp Act and issued the Declaratory Act, stating that England could tax the colonies as they pleased. These conflicts between Britain and the colonies about the taxes and the Proclamation of 1763 led to an even bigger conflict 10 years later, the American Revolution.